All right, we're just waiting for people to come into the room before I get started and things. So I'm gonna wait here a little bit. I had troubles with my stream earlier because I believe that YouTube probably has, stopped the account because, I was trying to do what a lot of other people do, where you kind of make some commentaries on some of the things, but they may have flagged it for copyright. So I'm gonna wait here and see if anybody comes into the room. If no one still comes into the room, then I'm gonna go back to my plan B. This is actually plan C here. Actually, this is actually my plan B and things. So I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna give it one more shot because usually people come into the room, but I'm gonna wait and see and things, and then go from here and things. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Wait and see. I can see the importance of trying to have some other things. I don't have enough. Okay, there we go. So, all right. So it looks like I'm on now. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am your host, Tony G, and we're about to get started here. Just wanted to make sure everything was going and working, but we're going to be talking about the mass deportation that's on the way next year, 2025. Christmas is coming for America, and we have plenty to celebrate. I'm still celebrating right now because President-elect, actually, I still call him President Donald Trump. We know he has been elected, and he's going to carry out what he said he's going to do. And so I'm just wanting to share with you guys. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to talk about it. All right. Abina, hello. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking about it. So, as you already know, in things that when it come down to the Dems on the Democratic side, yeah, man, it's they're trying to block it, as we already know. The guy in Illinois, you guys may know his name, but he said that in so many words that Trump send the military in Illinois, if he go through with it. So if he goes through with it, right, you already know, he said he's prepared to fight. So if he's prepared to fight the military, which I doubt he will, I think he's just bluffing right now, but I don't think he will. I love oh yeah, thank you so much. This is the old photo here, Charlie. For those that had the Mac back in the days, that is the one there with the old iMacs when I was in college, and I remember that. It's a little dated now, right? But it's just an awesome picture. That's when Steve Jobs was still around. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you guys and things. So yeah, but we're about to get started. I'm glad you like my photo up there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through it. You guys are ready to get it kicked off? We're ready to get it started? All right. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that particular one though. I get it, Charlie. I get it. It wasn't my favorite Mac. I'm gonna be honest with you. I go back with the Macs, but this wasn't my favorite Macs and things. They try to make this thing like a lollipop thing. But you know what? This got by a lot of us, Charlie, because when that was out, the woke agenda wasn't alive back then. I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? I remember, this is like, when did that come out? It was like 2000s, early 2000s, 2001, I believe. But I didn't remember that, I didn't remember the woke thing at all. I think that came after Barack Obama. That came well afterwards. But But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go into it. The mass deportation and stuff like that. So um, yeah, so what has been happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that these people are prepared to fight. They want to stop Trump for bringing in ICE and bringing in the military. And he already warned them now that anybody, pretty much obstructing justice, because this is what it is. These guys in Washington are trying to set up their own shadow government to stop this man. And this is how you know that this stuff is not normal. This is not normal at all. But we understand what it really is, though. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just sounding the alarm right now, man. I'm sounding the alarm, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sounding the alarm because, again, we are under major, major threat with this current administration. They will not bow down. They will not accept that the President-elect Trump of the United States of America, they will not allow him to do his job. They're willing to fight. They are willing to stop him at all costs. This has never happened before in the history of the United States. This is how you all know that something is going on. Something is not right. So therefore, I'm sounding an alarm, waking people up, slapping people up, and saying, "Hey, this ain't right." This is not going out to the Democrats because we already know. What they're thinking. If we had it left up to them, this is this common sense type stuff. So yeah. So other than that, I wanted to show some video or regards to what's going on. But with copyright infringement, the channel will be struck down quick. They're not messing around. So and things. So that's why you don't see me like with some of the other people putting up videos and all this other kind of stuff. We got a lot of crazy people out here, so therefore, got to protect one, got to protect his identity and things. So yeah, I appreciate the like and things like that as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and go into it. So with the black community, the so-called black community, when it comes down to the black women, 92% of them voted for Democrats. Once again, they voted against their own best interests and things. So this is one of the main reasons as to why the immigrants, how the Democrat Party works. Let me go ahead and break this down and explain it. The playbook of the Democratic Party is simply this: they use insecurities of their party, of their people, their voter bloc, right? So the blacks that they thought that they can count on, like rain is right? They just figured we got this voter bloc, we got it on lock, right? But what ended up happening is, as you already know, I believe it was like 23% of black men that voted against the Democratic Party, and this was a blow to them, right? So now that the Democrats they've been losing their voter block, and this is a major thing. But going back to the playbook, is that they use what we call their emotions, right? This is what they do. They use these emotions, right? And they get the people all fired up, worked up, and they can know that they can galvanize them like they're going to be using the blacks right now. They always use these blacks and other minority groups to go out here, just like with this mass deportation thing. And I've been trying to explain to liberal left blacks that have voted Democrat all their life, they vote against their best interests, right? They vote. Now, we already know between black and brown, we never was down like that. Let's just keep it real. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. We never were down like that. They don't rock with us. Foreigners don't rock with us. But tell me why blacks, they jump on the bandwagon and they fight other people's fight. It's ridiculous. They always can count on emotional blacks, especially driven by black women leading the charge, right? Because they automatically think that something like they're going to be deported. It's the most silliest thing ever. But this is the type of nonsense that they believe in. They believe in this type of stuff. I don't understand it at all. It's not common sense. It's not logic, but this is what they do. This is exactly what they do. So we're going to be talking about it. because the mass deportation is on the way. It's going to happen. Ain't no maybe. Trump didn't use this as a election platform to get voters. It is going down. Anybody that know Trump, he always followed through on his word and things, unless he changed his mind. But he's not changing his mind on this because illegals do not pay into our government. They are the ones. A lot of them are over here under the table. We already know that's illegal. But tell me why they've been doing that for a long time. So they have taken away from a lot of where they don't pay the taxes. They take away a lot of the benefits and things like that from us. We're already seeing what's happening now. Do not contribute whatsoever, helping us whatsoever, especially in the black community. It's no point in even having them unless they come through the right pathway of citizenship. Tell me why this is the case. We over here in a major crisis right now because they've been allowed to come over here, and not only that, they take and steal all the resources, right? And this is exactly what it is. So I'm shedding some light on this, though, And like I said before, this is what it is. So we already know that the majority of the people in the United States that have voted in favor of Donald Trump, this is like, it's like preaching to the choir at this point. But I'm kind of making this video trying to get through once again to the left in the so-called black community because again, blacks that voted Democrat all their life, they have always voted against their best interests. And now that they're fighting a plight and fight for these illegals, they do not rock with the black community. We not tight like that. And I'm saying in general, and it ain't, I'm just about anybody over here that's over here illegally. It is what it is. But tell me why they over here fighting their fight because the Democrats already know the playbook on how to get people emotional. This is one of the main reasons why there's a thing called the liberal movement because they had to get through the women, give scare tactics and things that are not true, a bunch of lies. And this is how they ended up doing. They ran that even with Kamala Harris. They ran that with Biden. They ran that with Obama. They ran that with Clinton. You can go down to history. Most of the Democrat strategy have always been on fear based, fear mongering, and so forth. And this is how they are able to get down. But this time, a majority of the people in America has said enough. You have over 80 some odd percent of people that were fed up. They did not want to deal with those lies anymore. This is why legacy media is taking a dump as well. You see what I'm saying? So when you are a liberal and you really don't have any type of policy for real, because in my opinion, and we are showing it ain't just my opinion, but they are anti American. I'm talking about the ones that voted for Kamala Harris. They are anti American. They do not like freedom. They do not like, when it come down to the First Amendment, freedom of speech. They do not like anything. They are for big government to be their big daddy on everything. They want a whole bunch of regulations. They want to be regulated right here, regulated over here. Everywhere regulations, everywhere taxes. This is not freedom. Most of your liberal Democrats hate the Constitution. They think it's racist. I heard somebody stupid said that. They think the Bill of Rights is racist. They want to say it only applied to a certain people. Listen, what was the Fourth Amendment all about? When the Fourth Amendment came about, this was letting everybody know, including the blacks, that we are all equal here, basically, to make a long story short. They forgot about the 14th Amendment. And this is exactly what it is. That was exclusively for black folks. Because after slavery, the abolishment of slavery, right? So this is why the Bill of Rights is so important. But you won't know that because if you own that on that leftist bandwagon, they're not a party of common sense at all. They really don't have a lot of sense at all, to be really honest with you, though. It's like the things that they do. They allow themselves to be manipulated. They allow themselves to be lied to. They have lied and they have lost their voter block. Go and look at it. They're losing a lot of their black voter block. A lot of the black men and some black women that have voted with Trump Also, who else did the voting bloc did they lose besides the blacks? The Hispanics and Latinos, they have lost the voting bloc there as well. The Latino community, Hispanic community, 45% have voted for or voted right Republican. Also, let's go ahead and go down the list. You even got the feminine white women and other women, right? Talking about leftists, liberals, and so forth. They voted for Trump. They did not vote for Kamala Harris, right? But tell me why that the left under Kamala Harris, they were trying to run a whole policy, right? They were trying to run this whole thing off of emotions and fear mongering, bashing Trump and all this other stuff. So yeah, so this is what it is. So we're gonna talk about it, man. I know this may not be the most popular of conversation, but let's go ahead and say it for what it really is. This conversation have to be had and have to be said is that the Democrats do not have leadership no more. They are discombobulated. They are in disarray. And this party, I don't see this party resurfacing in a very long time. These are old remnant relics of the old system that's study falling down. Once we get the rest of these rhino Republicans and these low down Democrats out of the White House, because they are getting out of there though, and they're fighting. You know what I'm saying? So when we replace like people like Adam Shifty Schiff and Chuck Schumer, we get these people out of there. Also, look at how they effed up California with Gavin Knucklehead, Newscomb, and all the rest of them. We get them out of here. I even heard stories about Nancy Pelosi talking about running again, and she's like 83 years old. She need to sit herself down somewhere because the thing about it, they got so much evidence on her that she should be sitting in prison right now for the stuff that she did. So we don't want to see a Nancy Pelosi in there no more, though. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make sure that we keep the House in our favor because we not only that, Trump won the popular vote, we won the House, we won the Senate, and we also won the Supreme Court. So we got everything in our favor, and we're gonna make sure that Nancy don't run again. I heard rumor that she is, and we're gonna keep her out of there, because we don't need these long-term old relics. You should be retired somewhere. You done made enough money already, you old bat. You done already raised up enough money already. Lying, stealing, inside trading. They can't be enough. You got to go over here and do some more. You're not going back in there, Nancy. That's not going to happen. Well, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have no leadership. You have no leadership, and nobody don't want to see your 83-year-old ass back in the, let alone being the Speaker of the House. We're not gonna have that no more. Ain't gonna be no Speaker of no Democrat. And we got everything on lock, and we're gonna keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. Going back to that mass deportation. I'm looking for the day for that happening. So you guys, like you said, Tom Homan said this. Tom Homan, what did Tom Homan said? You guys may deport yourselves because if we got to do it, it's not going to be pretty in so many words. So I suggest that you guys get the packing and get the stepping because Tom Homan, I'll say it again, he said, hey, if you guys make it easy on yourself, you may want to start deporting yourselves because other than that, there's a new sheriff in town, and he ain't messing around. To my Tom Homan, he's not messing around, ladies and gentlemen. So if he said who will be assisting ICE is going to be the military, and it's going down because it's yummy. Duh. Oh yeah, yeah. That was their old slogan for Apple. Yeah, that was Apple's old original slogan and things. But yeah, I framed it, put it up there, man, and it looks beautiful, doesn't it? With all the colors and stuff. And I remember using that iMac when I was in college. That was something that I used and things like that. And I always been a Mac fan though, because you had Macs in school. I had a PC too, but yeah, I don't own that particular Mac no more. This was my least favorite iMac. I didn't really care for this too much, to be really honest. I didn't like. I didn't really like it. It took up a lot of desk space too, didn't it? But at the time, it kind of made sense. They put the handle at the top because this type of iMac was something that you could basically be able to, be portable somewhat. You know what I'm saying? But it had a little CRT screen in there, The early ones had the slide, like the tray that opens up. So it had the open tray in there where you can put the CD in there or whatever. And the newer ones, I think they had like um, the CD that can rewrite discs and all that stuff. So the other one had the newer ones had a slot in it, and I forget how many megabytes and things. Man, talking about megabytes, right? With megabytes, and I think the hard drive space there may have been about a gigabyte back then, which was expensive, man. I remember that. But yeah, man, don't let me get to talking about computers, especially old ones, man. It's like geek alert, man. It's gonna go down. But I'm glad you guys enjoying the actual poster and things like that. I haven't had this poster for a while, but yeah, it's just one of those things. You can see my MAGA cap over there to the right as well too. And I got quite a few of them though, man. I wear them proud and things, man. But other than that though, so yeah, so we've just been talking about that, mass deportation and all this other kind of stuff. So let me ask you guys this. I got a question for you. Do you think that Trump is going to make threat on his promise by doing the mass deportation, or do you guys think it's not going to happen? That's the question I have for you guys. Do y'all think it's going to happen? Yes or no? That's the question I have. Do y'all think mass deportation is going to occur, or maybe not? Do y'all think it's going down? Yeah. So, because that's what I basically made the stream on today about instead of computers and things like that. Does anybody use a Mac these days? You think so that it's going to go down? That Trump had made, uh, yeah, Trump has made certain on his threat. I believe so too. I believe that he's definitely going to make it happen and things. Now, but let me ask you this though. Do you think that by illegals being deported, do you think it's going to be better for America or no? Or are you in America? Are you American or no? Because I know with certain countries, man, they have some really serious problems with with illegals. I mean, not with that, they just have an immigration issue with some of these other countries. I know Germany, UK, like London area. It's so bad in London and things. I was talking with a guy yesterday that's from that region, and how he said, man, that in London, in London, England, how being getting into you don't even have to get into something with somebody with a knife. If they're gonna rob you, they're gonna do it by knife point. You know what I'm saying? So the knives over there in the UK is out of control. It's like a gun over there. I'm not American, but I would think it would make American better. Right, I got you. Which country are you from? I'm just curious. Yeah, which country are you from? Because I know I've been talking about the guy yesterday with England, man. England is bad. He told me that a lot of the ones that were able to move, especially a lot of white people from the UK, Europeans, they had to move north of England, man. This is how bad. He said the southern region in London, Indonesia, yeah, you guys are pretty good, man. Indonesia do not mess around with y'all legal system, man. It is swift. You guys are not playing. Catch somebody with drugs in Indonesia, it's a death penalty, man. Wow, man. I saw that TV show. It was a movie called Breakdown Palace. I've seen it before, man. And then y'all got that Canaan too. Is that you guys or Singapore? Which one where they use a Canaan and things? Y'all believe in the Canaan too? Do y'all believe in the bamboo rod, the Canaan? I'm just curious. Y'all believe in that? Because I know what Singapore does. Y'all are not messing around in Indonesia. That's a place that I don't. That's a place you don't want to be messing around with. Nowhere near those type of places. Mm-mm. Y'all don't mess around and play around. They don't even play around over here in the Middle East, to be honest. Drugs over there can be the death penalty too. They don't mess around. Over there in the Middle East, in some of these African nations, they don't be messing around, man. The only one that's a little bit more lenient is the Western societies. I mean, you can go ahead and get life in prison, but in Indonesia, man, you guys are not messing around. and things. So, but yeah, man. So that's the thing about it. For those that are coming in, we're talking about the mass deportation. Do y'all think that Trump is going to make good on his promise, or do y'all just think that he's just talking just to increase his popularity since he's the president? And anybody know Trump? He done it before. You know. No, I think it's only in arch regions, but in the regions we don't follow that thing. Okay. All right, I appreciate it. At least somebody from Indonesia is telling me the truth about that. Because I heard about that Katie, man. Yeah, man. I don't know how old you are, but it was a guy back in the 90s. He was a diplomat, U.S. diplomat, and his son was over there in Singapore. So, like with most kids, and by him being the son of a diplomat, he thought that he went over there and vandalized those cars. And when they caught him in Singapore, we already know what ended up happening because the punishment over there for vandalism is usually six whoopings with the caning. So he got caned not 6 times. They negotiated down for him getting caned like 4 times versus 6 times. And when they hit your behind with that cane, your butt busts open like sausages, man. I mean, that's how bad and severe it is. The caning, man, the caning. Can you imagine if America was so? I ain't gonna say barbarian. Everybody had their own thing, but can you imagine, though, man? It's like your punishment is getting the cane, getting caning. That's some scary stuff, man. To get caned, man, I bet you most of the country will wake up, man. They'll say, "No, I think I'm good on that," because you can get your behind cane. Oh man, you know what shape the guy got to be in to be able to wield that damn cane, man? The bamboo rod of justice. I mean, yeah, man, that is something else, man. I'm like, no, but yeah. So yeah, but other than that, though, so yeah, just kind of talking about this stuff. Yeah, man. So over here in America, man, um, Trump, you probably know it, but I'm gonna say it again. He won the popular vote. He won 49 states. This was a landslide like never before. When Trump said, "We're gonna make this thing," when he was running, and when they had the campaign, the whole motto was "Too big to rig." Trump has so many mail-in ballots and votes that went in his favor. It was impossible. They were trying to cheat because Democrats cheated before 2020. They were trying to cheat so much and they couldn't because it was just too many. This is how much the people in America were fed up with the left agendas. The majority of the people have already spoken. And not only that he won the popular vote, once again, he also won the House, Senate, Supreme Court. Everything went in his favor. So, yeah, this is what ended up happening. So we are in a turnover right now for something better, not something worse, but something better. It's just that you could tell by when I talk to a lot of liberals, the ones that have been indoctrinated, you could see how they've been indoctrinated. It's like between 12 to 16 years. And a lot of this came from Obama. What people don't know, Obama was the one that separated Americans because he brought in same sex marriages. He weaponized the LGBTQ community. And really, they're smart. With all of them combined, it's like 4%. They don't even make up the status quo of America. But Obama weaponized them. And then they came up with all these agendas. They started introducing DEI. This didn't earn it. They started bringing up all these whacked out, crazy, critical race theory, transgender ideologies. They started pulling all this type of weird stuff up. And they were really trying to put a muzzle on freedom of speech and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was really a weird place in America that we have gone to. The majority of the people said no, we weren't going for that because it was infringing on people's rights. They started educating and teaching this crap in the school systems. This is the main reason why Trump is going to take the educational system from the government and put it back to the state level. Because on the government level, it was never meant to be. This was totally unconstitutional. But the problem in America is that a lot of them don't know the Bill of Rights at all. They're totally ignorant to it. They're also ignorant to the three systems of government, the House of Representatives. It's a boring thing talking about this stuff. Your average Americans do not know this stuff, and this is one of the main reasons. And who's going to take advantage of that? It's going to be the left. The left are anti-American. They're anti-Constitution. See, over here in America, what's it? What's your name here? Me, Memori. Okay, over here in America, we have the thing called the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution. So this is the freest world, last frontier you will ever go. It's just the problem is that a lot of people ain't been out of the country. Then they want to try to think that somewhere else is better than America, because if even in your country, they don't have freedom of speech and all that. I know this for a fact. You can't say the things that you want to. You can't criticize the government or whoever it is in charge over there, because that may get you behind the caning. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do these type of things. They don't have a littering problem in Singapore at all. Singapore is a very beautiful country. They don't have the problems. I'm talking about like the nuances and things. They don't have a problem even on that level. But over here, people have it so good and so well. These are privileged students that go to school here, right? And then what are they doing? They're just so bored. They just sit over here and protest anything, like they're making a difference and stuff like that. It's just totally hypocritical how a lot of these college kids in these universities, they what they should be doing is champion and getting behind the Constitution. But because of critical race theory that have stepped in, it has taken the minds of our children, the Zennial generation, especially them, and they look at all that stuff as being racist. They look at Thomas Jefferson. They look at all of them. George Washington, right? Alexander Hamilton. They look at a lot of these founding fathers as a bunch of white racists. This is white folks saying that these people were racist. You have white liberal girls, right, that said, I got a friend of mine right now. He's a conservative, right? And his daughter was raised conservative originally. But I had a conversation with him because from K-12 and college, she been indoctrinated, and that's what we had to take it. That's why Trump had to take it out of the government and put it back on the actual state level. Because Trump said it, he's not going to fund any college, university, any schools that's teaching this stuff. He's going to strip their funding away from them. It's not going to happen anymore, because the crux of the problem with our youth, they were being corrupt. They were being brainwashed to accept the ideology that actually went against them. And unfortunately, when you look at a lot of the young students, like the Zennial generation, Gen Alpha, that's after them, you look at them and stuff like that, you can see the indoctrination. Charlie Kirk, I don't know if you know him, but Charlie Kirk is pretty famous over here in America. He went around these college campuses and he was defeating these kids on just logic and basic common sense. You could see in their eyes how indoctrinated they are. They did not have a strong argument against what Charlie Kirk had to say. And he'll give them like a few chances, but I think it was time. And after the time was up, they had to bounce. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't even handle Charlie Kirk is like 30 some odd years old. You know what I'm saying? One of them said, "You got to feel good about yourself, Charlie, for over here arguing with young students." That's what his argument was. It's like, are you like in grade school or something? You're supposed to be in college. You're supposed to be our future. You're supposed to be the next generation coming in to lead the free world. But it's scary, and I'm glad somebody like Trump stepped up to stop this type of madness that's going on in our school systems. And this is exactly what it is. So going back to the mass deportation part of it, like you even said, anybody that know when you have a bunch of illegals that are in this country, They don't pay no taxes. It's like what they do is they'll work. Now that is true. They will work, but they'll take their money, go down near the Walmart on Friday, Thursday, Friday evening, and you'll see the line lined up. You'll see all type of people, and when they'll go and send their money back home. This is what they do. They do not pay into the system over here. Yeah, they get free labor out of them, but they don't buy into society. They don't build in here. That's right. You know what I'm saying? They don't do anything. A lot of them just cook at home. They can't stand our food. They don't like our politics. They don't like our ways. They're not really doing anything beneficial for the country. They just speak their language. A lot of them don't even try to get better or know better to speak English. This is an English country. This is what pisses a lot of Americans off when you call the automated system. Tell me why they got a Spanish line on there. Spanish people been in this country a long time. Every last one of them should be learning how to speak English, and anybody else. There's no excuse for it at all. So, am I happy for the deportation? Absolutely. Another thing that bothers me though too. I'm gonna say this to you. Well, another thing that bothers me as well is how the black community, how they have been used. One of Democrats' biggest voting blocks at that time, not anymore, but it was their biggest voting block. And what did they do? They have used emotional fear on these emotional blocks, on these voter blocks. And with that fear, what does it do? The fear allows them to just vote off of fear, no thought, no reasoning, no logic, no basic common sense. And this has been the problem with the left, with a lot of these out of control feminist women. They also, and the men that follow them, because I don't believe a man being liberal. I'm sorry, I don't. It's just that the ones that don't have a backbone, they are simps, beta males that don't have a leg to stand on. Most of your conservative men, those guys are real men, right? Because they're not bowing down and cowing down to a woman in the vote. But you got like the black community, they do this. This is real bad and sad, though. And this is one of the main reasons why, man. Tell me how a heterosexual man is going to benefit under the Democratic policies. The people that benefit under the Democratic policies are who? People from the LGBTQ community, right? DEI hires, all this stuff. They got Title IX for the women, feminists. They all benefit, and other than just reproductive rights. See, I would have if they would just tell it for what like it is instead of just saying Trump is trying to take away our reproductive rights, which is not true. But this was the platform that Kamala Harris ran on. She ran on that, and she was hoping that enough women would identify with that, where she thought it was going to be a landslide. But she didn't realize that she alienated her voter block with other people. She forgot about the heterosexual men, and a lot of them, right? They voted for Trump because Trump offered better options under his policies than what Kamala tried to offer. She didn't have anything to rebuttal against Trump. She just kept on fear mongering, and every word came out of her mouth was about Trump. She could not speak on no issues, and then she even avoided the immigration thing. She was the one that started it. Her and Biden are the ones. She was the border czar. She was assigned. She lied to the people by saying that the border was shut down. The border was never shut down. Trump even said he left it for Biden to finish the wall, right? It wasn't that much for him to do. The material sat there and rusted and rotted. He had no intentions at all because we already know these traitors of America, that's why we in a situation now. It ain't no civil war. They were hoping that a civil war was going to happen. But guess what? We had over 80% of people that was rocking with Trump. How the hell can that be a civil war? No way. The majority have spoken. This is why the Democrats are out of control, angry, mostly women. Yeah, it ain't really that many men. It's the women. The women are the ones that, especially in the black community, 92% of black women that voted for Kamala Harris, a lot of them had a problem with it. This is why they cannot handle it and things. I lost friendship over it, which I'm glad because therefore I don't have to deal with that wishy-washy stuff. I like to align myself with like-minded people, and I'm not with that leftist stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I was talking to a friend of mine, the only thing she kept saying is about women rights. Donald Trump is a dictator, a racist, right? And he wants to be in the White House forever. This was the rhetoric coming from the left. And unfortunately, there's a group of voter blocks of people that truly believe that, mostly liberal, far left, bleeding heart liberals that believe that. They really do. They believe that 100%. But they found out that most of America, the majority of America, voted for Trump, including white feminist liberal women. That's a fact. That's the thing about it. So we don't really have to worry about their party per se because the Democrats have no leadership whatsoever. You got to understand that they have no leadership. They are in disarray right now. And not only that they're in a disarray, they also are discombobulated. A lot of them are fleeing, trying to leave out of the United States because they know that the Diddy tapes are about to drop. Trump has the copies of that. Trump also has the copies of the little black book. What? Don't forget about Jeffrey Epstein. So when those do hit, this is going to be game over. He's just playing chess right now. There's no sense. He don't have to pull out the queen. If you play chess, you don't have to start with the queen. You just pull out your little pawns out there and let your pawns go to work before you start moving your major chess. We ain't gonna move the rooks. We don't have to move the bishops and all this other type of stuff. We don't have to get those involved right now in your knights. We just comfortable just pushing pawns around and setting pawns up in key positions and so forth. And they already can't handle that. They're panicked out and things. So Trump is going to fix this thing, as he said, because once we get the illegals out of here, and he gave Tom Homan, he said, you have 60 days to make this thing happen. You don't have 120. You have 60 days to get the illegals out of here. What's going to end up happening, because this is a shot heard around the world, the other governments are waiting for America to stand up and do what Trump said he was going to do. Once we are successful here, then you're going to start seeing a ripple effect of other nations that's going to take back their countries as well. And you have to do it by getting rid of illegals first and foremost, because they have never been vetted, and look what ended up happening when the illegals were over here. Some of the bad bunch of illegals that went out here and did these dangerous crimes and everything like that, they went for it, especially with Lake and Riley. The girl was 12 years old, one of the other out there jogging, and they snatched her up, raped her, and killed her. You know what I'm saying? These are the cowards that they are. And this would have never happened had Kamala Harris, she was the border czar. She is solely responsible for these deaths of these little young girls and these women that were out here minding their own business, doing nothing. This is why Trump said that I'm going to protect the women. He said, I made a vow to protect the women in this country, whether they want to be protected or not. Because right now, we got a lot of maniac gangs out here that are running and that are at large, ladies and gentlemen. They haven't been rounded up. They're still out here, right? So this is one of the main reasons. So Trump is going to send in his ICE along the military, and they're going to carry out this search and seek situation. And anybody that's going to interrupt the process, I feel sorry for him. So other than that, this is basically what is going down, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot sit up here and try to make it look like Trump is some type of tyrant. But the left, and it's not even amazing to me, but legacy news, it's gone in our country. I'm letting you know that right now. Nobody looks at CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. They don't look at these major networks anymore as being credible. They have lost the credibility of the people. You know who's been popular? People that, like myself, we tell the truth. The social media, this is the real journalist. This isn't our Constitution. You see what I'm saying? Okay, by legacy, you mean mainstream media? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the mainstream media. The mainstream media has no credibility whatsoever anymore because people started looking around. The mainstream media, they lied to the American people by calling Donald Trump a threat to democracy. First of all, the correction is we're not a democracy, we are a republic. America have always been a republic, not a democracy. So we're going back to a republic, not a democracy. Democracy just means mob rules. That's all it is. You're under a mob boss that just carry out the rules. That's what a democracy is. We are a republic. And this is why they have done a very good job on the left by dumbing down the masses of people and liberals and things. And they fight for all type of nonsensical causes. This is one of the main reasons that people don't take them serious no more. And they're just small minority groups. We're not even worried about. See, the liberal voting bloc, because they lost the voting bloc, the Democrats. We don't even look at them as being. They're no significance right now because they're a small minority group. Do you realize that it was so bad for Kamala Harris? She only was able to win cities in certain key areas. She couldn't even win a whole state. This is how bad it was. You know, some of these states, some of the blue states, she may have gotten, but but here it is though. Um, there was part of California that went red. I think like 10 cities in California, it actually went red. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? So nobody is thinking about these people right now as being a major thing. They have lied to the American. And once you lose credibility once you start lying to the American people, and that's what ended up happening. So let's go ahead and go further on with it. So I appreciate you hanging by and things, though, man. I know these conversations are not the most popular because people like to be entertained more and things. But I mean, I get it, you know. But I would like to put on some video. But if I do, I get a copyright strike against me. They'll shut the stream down. So that's why when people come over here most of the time they'll just hear me speaking and things like that versus putting up a lot of videos and stuff. The other people that's doing it, they may have find workarounds to it, but and as long as they don't see logos up and stuff like that, if they do, they'll strike it down, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna take that chance. But yeah, no problem. I enjoy listening to you talk. Yeah, I appreciate it though, man. Thank you. Everybody say I got an announcer voice, don't I? I got an announcer voice. I always get compliments on my voice. I've been doing podcasts for a long time. I've actually been doing this stuff. I'm very comfortable doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could have been in radio. I could have been a famous radio personality, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WYFM radio, the smooth radio. Yeah, I could have done that easy, you know? I used to be a DJ. I could have done it back in the days and stuff like that, you know? Be one of those famous radio personalities, you know? You say, yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, I got to use my voice, man, you know? Got to use my voice. I would love to show myself, but the problem is that we got a lot of left lunatics out here. So I have to have some type of anonymity. So this is why I do what I do until things have balanced itself out and things like that. So when we can go back to those old days, old ways, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, yeah. With my voice, I get so many compliments on my voice alone. You know, everybody love my voice. I got a nice deep baritone bass in it as well and things, you know. If I was really on a better microphone, man, you'll really hear it then, you know, because I can project my voice too if I want to. Yeah. But yeah, so it's all good though, man. I just enjoy doing it. I do a little amateur, journalism as well. And this is another thing that make this country so great, because when you start looking at like the First Amendment, there's also, other than freedom of speech, we also have freedom of the press, like to be able to tell the news without any type of corporate control, or someone in a higher area or higher level trying to say, oh, we want you to report it this way and that way. And that's how the mainstream legacy media has lost credibility, because people have found out that these people on these major networks were being given a script to follow. Don't you find it very strange that all of them, or I should say most of them, all have the same thing? It's like it's the same old thing. I remember the days we had a lot of famous journalists, even Walter Cronkite. We had a lot of famous journalists that just told the news. You didn't get into the personal or bias stuff. Their job, a journalist's job, is to report the news, freedom of the press. This is part of our Constitution. It ain't about my personal feelings. Let's say if I didn't like Trump or I didn't like Kamala, I can't take their words and come up with my own conjures and stuff like that, and make up things. I have to tell the news, and I have to tell the truth. But the major news medias, they can do they can tell the truth. They had to spit out lies and try to discredit someone just to be able to keep with the propaganda. And what should have never happened as well, and this is against our Constitution, Trump going to write another policy that states that corporations would never be allowed to interfere with the news. The news is going to be separate from the corporations. The corporations are going to be in check. And we used to have something like this before, because they have overstepped. Government too. Government has overstepped, because when you look at CNN, CNN is really the CIA, to be honest with you. See, they have overstepped their boundaries. Our so-called government, this tyrannical government right now, they have overstepped in every level. All these regulations. You can't do this. You can't do that. Tax you here, tax you there. There's nothing but taxes, 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 taxes. It was never this way. Let me give you another little history here. Back in 1791, up until 1913, we did not have a Federal Reserve central bank. That's a known fact. If you were to go back before 1913, we're talking all the way back to 1791. You look at that, how America got by without paying taxes. You know how they did it? It was off of tariffs. There was a guy that was over the Treasury. His name was Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton is on the $10 bill. Alexander Hamilton is really the father that have created the Treasury. He actually wrote it, you know what I'm saying? And if you were to look in the earlier days in America, they did not pay taxes at all. Taxes wasn't even a thing. People who just got by. You know what and back then in those days, America was selling their products overseas. And then not only that, but any products that came over to America, they were hit with a tariff tax. This is one of the ways how America made it. But because of Americans don't know their history, and I got into a debate with this with a friends of mine, and I can actually tell that they were ignorant to the fact of how this country was originally set up. It was originally set up to the fact that it was off of tariffs, and it was off of our own ingenuity. We had our oil, we had our steel, we had a lot of commodities here in America that it was no need to ever have to pay taxes. But with the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private institution, it does not work on the behalf of our so called government. They're two separate entities. Every time, like with the U.S. Treasury, it's there, but it's not doing its job. It's supposed to print the money, and we're supposed to have a certain amount of gold and silver in the circulation as well. Tell me why they stole the Americans' gold and silver. That was ripped off as well too. Nobody talks about Fort Knox. Nobody talks about this stuff at all. This it was at the time it was totally empty. Now, I'm not going to say that that's the case now, but back then, that's what it was, though. We had a certain amount of gold and silver in its circulation. You can go and look at it for yourself. And this is exactly what it was. You know, this is what made America so great. If you would have been born here in America, especially in that time, you would have made a vast amount of fortune. And this is how the Rockefellers did it. With his father, even though he was a low down cheat and a swindler, but he was the one that helped. He was part of the ones that helped set up the Federal Reserve Bank. And this is what these bankster gangsters do. They make all the money for themselves, and then they say, you know what? We got to put a control because they didn't want the competition. They didn't want the competition. Do you think today that you're going to be going here and make a vast amount of fortune today in America without getting hit with taxes here and there and all this? Yeah, you can know some of the tax laws and all this other stuff, but they never had to do it at all. Even though they wrote the tax laws, they know it inside and out. They wrote it. They created it purposely. They wrote the tax laws. So I find that kind of rich to be able to sit up in here and try to teach and tell people about how they did it and how they made it and all this other kind of stuff when they came up in the time where they weren't even subject to even have to pay no taxes or nothing. This is this to me is just funny. More than funny, man. It's insulting. It's insulting. But we are going to go back to that good old age, what we call it the golden age. And this is where we're going back to. We're going to go back to that era where we don't have to pay any taxes no more and things like that because Trump understands that taxes is not something that we're supposed to pay. The tax, do you really think that the taxes are going to infrastructures? That's the lie that they told us. One of our biggest spending is not American people. The biggest spending is the government. And this is why Trump has hired Elon Musk and Burbick, Ramaswamy, right? They're going to go in there in that government. They're trying to block that because people are going to see what these people in government, like lowdown Adam Shifty Schiff and these Rhino Republicans and Mitch McConnell and all the rest of them, we'll get a chance to see where that money was being spent on, right? Because off of the tax people's dollars, they have ran amok and went out here and allowed themselves to get rich because no matter what you want to call it, the Rhino Republicans, the Democrats, they are both. The Democrats are just as rich. All of them got paid. That's one of the reasons you go into politics back then for the corruption. Because the longer you hold a seat, the longer you got the lobbyists just throwing you money. We need to get this bill passed. We want to get this. A lot of it is right in the back pocket of the. They got the. They're right in the back pocket of the military industrial complex. That's the one that's paying them off. Even with Nikki Haley, that's why Trump didn't want to use her. He couldn't use her because he already knew that she was on the ticket of the military industrial complex. So these people are nothing more than corrupt. It's a lot of corruption in the White House. This is why we in so much of a deficit right now. That's the other reason because they spend, 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 spend. They spend, 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 and those days are over because Elon Musk said that he's confident that he can trim down the government by 80%, which is huge. Which is huge. By the first year, he can save America $2 trillion alone. And I hate to see it. I ain't gonna say hate, but I'm really curious to see for the whole 4-year term where he will have America. Trump said that he can have us out of a deficit, right? Because right now America is in debt with the central bank, you know. So we are in debt. Trump have a way of paying that debt down and off, right? As long as Americans never forget and stay vigilant on the Constitution of the United States of America, as long as they stay vigilant on that and know where they came from to a better place, Because I really think that a lot of these liberals are not going to be arguing when they find out that they ain't got to pay taxes on OT. They got to go pay taxes on getting tips. They ain't got to worry about um, the federal, the IRS, and all this other kind of stuff no more. Because that's going away. Guarantee it. It's going away. It's going away. All that stuff is going away. It's going to happen. That's why they're trying to stop him. But they can't stop him because he has the power of the patriots, which are the people. The people are the ones that back Trump up. It ain't just Trump working alone. It's the people that back him up. They don't want to have nothing to do with the Democratic policies no more. They have had enough because they know what the Democrats outside of Trump have lied to the American people on every level. And this is why we are in this financial situation right now. They did this on purpose, right? They're purposely trying to blow this economy up, implode the economy. But I know Trump got some things in safeguard because he's playing 4D chess, and I heard that he's a very good chess player too. So he's well ahead of these clowns. So that's why they're running into a trap and they're panicked out, you know. So we don't have to worry about the days of Obama anymore out there because he lost credibility. They lost a voting bloc. We don't have to worry about Hillary Clinton because for the majority part, people don't rock with her like that. She lost the voting bloc as well. Biden, Harris, they lost the voting bloc. They don't have the voting bloc anymore. So especially with the deportation, if this let's say that Trump would have got in there in 2020, even though the election was taken from him. But let's be real. If Trump would have got in there in 2020, you know what would have happened? He would have gotten an uprising. He would have had more Dems, short for Democrats. They would be resisting Trump. You know why? Because a lot of them were still under the legacy, under control of the legacy media. So what Trump did is say, you know what? I can't make any moves right now because the people aren't where they're supposed to be. So he said, you know what? I'm going to concede. I'm going to allow Biden to be the resident here. So when he was an active resident here in the United States as an acting resident president, that's what he did. That's what Trump had to do. He had to lay low to let the people see what was going on. And when he got in office, he was the one that shut down the Keystone pipeline. He stopped the drilling, right? He let over, he actually got rid of the border patrol. They got rid of ICE. He allowed a lot of illegals into this country that were not vetted. People saw what the Democrats were doing. You can't even hide it. They saw it firsthand what they were doing. This is absolutely correct. This is absolutely the truth. And they were trying to hide it. This is the Democrats were paying a lot of these propaganda type of people. You may have ran across them on YouTube because I ran across a lot of these propaganda things when we had the election and they were running between Trump and Harris. Harris paid a lot of these people on these social media that were for Harris. That's why you see their platforms and things like that. But what Harris was doing, don't worry about it. She thought she was going to win. She thought that they had the majority of the people, and they did not. And that's why since she lost, the gravy train stopped because they stopped paying these people that were propaganda people. That's why the guys like Pac-Man that I can't stand, this other guy named Daniel, there's quite a lot of them that were like Democratic shields. And when the money now that they're not being paid no more, hey, what's the point? And then now they lost a lot of their viewers as well. This is exactly what ended up happening. My recommendation is full of those videos. Okay, full of those videos. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You talking about for the ones I was talking about for the Democratic shields. Yeah, there was a lot of them before Trump won. Now you'd be lucky to find one. They don't want to talk. They're not paying them no more. You know what I'm saying? They're not paying them. Well, why would the Democratic Party continue paying? Harris lost. She lost in a landslide, you know. So the Democratic Shield political machine stopped running. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have nothing to stand on at all. It was really, really sad in regards to what has happened because had it would have been more upfront with the people, but they were never going to be upfront with the people because it was about trickery, conversion, lies, deceit, and other type of things, uh, misinformation, using fear as a weapon. They use propaganda from the left. This is exactly what they did, and they used this thing, and they thought they were going to be successful. They even had Kamala Harris running as a black president. She was never a black woman. Candace Owens already exposed her on that already. Do a lot of the DMs on the far left, do they want to talk about it? Absolutely not, because they have been taught by the Democratic Party to be into their emotions. That's why you always get an emotional song from them instead of sitting down and saying two people having a difference of an opinion. They do not, as far as with the Democrats, they don't want to have this conversation for real. It's all about the emotions. People wear a MAGA cap, but especially back then. Now it's not so much because I wear my MAGA cap and I ain't worried about nobody running up on me and things like that. It may not want to do that, but other than that, yeah. So that's the thing about it. They are ignorant to the Constitution of the United States of America. They really don't understand how America really operates and works. That's why we always call anybody from the far left. They're nothing more than anti-American, is what they are. They don't stand on principle. They stand on lies and deceit, and then they try to push these far left agendas and stuff like that, thinking that they can think that everybody was majority liberal, and they weren't. Everybody around the world is even more conservative than they are liberal. Liberal is a small minority group of people and things, and that's why I'm glad that Trump took over the educational system as well. Because once the illegals get out of here, that's gonna be the thing right there. Trump is gonna seal the border up, mass deportation, and then he's gonna drill, baby, drill, and things like that. So he can do that simultaneously. He don't have to wait to do one thing before he can do the other. That's going to be done simultaneously. In fact, he's going to shut down the border. He's going to actually seal it up, deport them on up on out of here, and then the drill, baby, drill is going to happen, right? What's going to end up happening? Then he's going to take a military group and deal with the cartel over in Mexico. He's going to actually destroy the cartel. The cartel will not be a thing anymore. They're going to take troops in there, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, and so forth. They're going to go in here and eradicate these dudes. So he let them know that the new sheriff is on the way. Hell is coming, and hell is going to be riding. It's going to be rolling on out. Hell is coming. So that's the thing about that. That's why people love this president. Trump is well loved, other than what the legacy media has been doing. They've been lying to the American people. Again, this we already know this, right? This is exactly what's been going on. So yeah, man, I feel really good about it. In regards to Trump's policies, I know him very, very well, and things like that. All the things on Agenda 47 that he's going to do, and more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, because we got a government that will not concede, will not accept the fact. This guy have already won the election. You tell me why up here in the White House, why the Democrats in the House are they already said they're gonna shadow whatever he's gonna do. Trump got his own team ready to go, and they want to shadow that. Tell me why they over here want to shadow this. This is people are seeing that this is treason right here. Trump is not worried about it because, with the permission of the people, Trump can go in there and he can actually cite this thing as an insurrection. And this is exactly what it is. This is an which I didn't even think of it. I just said it. Insurrection is what it is. This is exactly what it is. We have an insurrection going on right now. This is exactly what it is. Because if your government is supposed to concede and allow the new people to come in, if they don't do that, what you think it's called? What you think it's called? You know? This guy won, and it's the people. They want to make it like Trump, just a guy that just tricked his way into the White House. No, the people voted. And they're going to piss a lot of people off in America if they continue down this foolish path because they're making themselves look more like a jackass every day. People are woke and aware now. They're not in a place like they were. This ain't 2020. This is not 2016. This is 2024. The people had to see what is going on. We're seeing things that you had never seen before. These people will not concede. You think Adam shifted all these dudes? They're not stepping down. They said they weren't. So this is an insurrection. This is exactly what it is. This is people are seeing it. Now we got the real insurrection going on right now. This is exactly what it is. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead on and get ready to head to work in a minute. But I just wanted to mention this to you guys, man, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what it is, though. I would love to sit down and talk to the liberals, but I can't. They don't want to have this conversation. They don't want this smoke at all. They don't want to deal with it because they're brainwashed, man. There's more foreigners, you guys that are from another country, and you already know. A lot of you know what communism is. You already know you've been under these type of regimes before. They got it so good over here, and they don't even know. The book called Communist Manifesto. They don't even know that other than Trump, that's going to correct some stuff and things like this, and they can't stop it because Trump has the people. The patriots have already spoke up. They already said what it was going to be. So Trump is in a very, very good position right now because why? Because he has the people. The Democrats don't have the people. It's just them, and they forget. They think the people, they for whatever reason, they know. When we know why they don't want to give up their positions, they have to fight because if they give up their positions, it's going to expose everything. So this is why they got to fight. But they're trapped. It's checkmate already because they lost their voting block, as I said before. They lost the respect of the people. They lost their credibility. Everything is going down in flames. The sinking ship is already there. People would have never thought that this was going to happen. All the naysayers, I'll see it with Trump. They didn't believe that this day was going to happen. And I wasn't even worried about it. I wasn't sitting up here arguing with these people. I already knew already because I stay informed on this stuff because this is more important than anything else out there. All that sports, all this other stuff, this is the real thing that's going on right now. I think they had a G20 summit going on right now. This is the stuff that, what you think they're talking about in the G summit? They're talking about Trump. Trump have gotten rid of NATO before. He's going to get rid of these guys. NATO ain't nothing but the United States. It's a kind of scam game, right? This is why he's going to pull us out of the Paris climate thing as well, too. That's a scam. Yet you hear Al Gore right now. Oh, that's okay. He's going to pull America out. A lot of other countries know that this climate thing, scam thing, is a scam. It always have been. The New Green Deal is a scam. All these scams, these are scam artists, right? Gore, what people don't know, Al Gore made millions off of this climate scam, climate change crap stuff. No wonder he didn't have to run. He had to be in politics, but he's been pushing this line. Who got paid for it? Him and his cronies got paid for it, man. They got paid for it. So that's the thing about it, though, man. This whole party is bullshit, man, on the left. It really are, man. They don't have a footing, man. They don't have nothing to stand on. They lost all their credibility, though, and soon they're going to be ousted out. They're going to be ousted and things like that. Because if Trump declared this as an insurrection, that means that he has full permission with the people as well as the military to go in there and to handle and take care of business. Because they are getting out of that White House, whether they like it or not, and things. So that's the thing about it. So yeah, so I'm really happy about that. I never been into politics prior to, and the reason being because it was a uniparty before. No matter if you voted Republican or Democrat, they have more of an argument as to not to vote versus to vote now. We have more reason to vote now because we really finally have a president, and this is what we call he's going to go down in history as the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln and things like that. And that's the truth. So I feel really good about Trump and his administration and what he's going to be doing. Ain't no trying to do. There's things that's already set into place of what he's going to be doing. So that's where we are here, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead on and shut this live down and things. I know people are probably at work, getting ready to get home and stuff like that. I may stop back. I may come back on here again later on. If you sub for me and things, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you liking as well. And I'll come back later on tonight and do something else or whatever. Because, like I said, I don't mind doing this. This is mental stimulation for me and things, and basically, and also to get the truth out as well, because that's what matters the most is getting the truth out. If I'm able to do that and be able to help some people and things, no matter if you're foreign or domestic, it's all good. Because like it is, though, America is, we said taking America back, that's exactly what we're doing. We're fed up over here, man, the way things are going, pushing all this woke agenda stuff, man, and all this critical race theory and gender, all this transgender ideology crap stuff and political correctness and DEI stuff and all this other stuff, weaponize the LGBTQ community and things like that. So I'm glad all that's going away. So yeah, exactly. So other than that, man, I really thank you, man. It's nice talking with you and stuff. I don't know what the time is over there in Indonesia, but it's cool though, man. I really enjoyed it. You know, you've been doing your thing and stuff like that. Checking out my channel. You could have been on anybody's channel, but you chose my channel, man. I really appreciate it and things. So I usually have way more people than this too, but it's all good. I'm just happy that anybody coming in and can listen what I have to say and things like that, and that's all that matters, you know. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm gonna get ready to head it on out and things. But yeah, as soon as I try to put that I try to put that thing on there, they saw that, man, and shut my live down before I could even get it started. Yeah, with YouTube, you know. I'm on Rumble as well too. So I'm on Rumble as a random male on Rumble, a random male. So you can look for some of my videos there. I got to upload my other ones on Rumble as well. I rock with Rumble. Rumble is also stand for the Constitution, freedom of speech. YouTube, as you know, they don't like because they're so far left liberal with what's that dude that owns that Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is not a constitutionalist. He's more of a Marxist and things like that. I tell it to him to his face. You know what I'm saying? So he's full of it. Facebook, Instagram, they don't stand with the Constitution either, though. They stand for silencing people. They want to infringe on our constitutional rights, Bill of Rights. They want to, they want to trample on that. And we said no and things like that. So don't tread on me. They're not going to trample on our rights, though. So we were giving those guys pushback because I really don't even need YouTube, really, man. When I get this Rumble thing going and I get this thing really pumped up, and I just need y'all to go on Rumble and sub for me. If I get another sub, it's called "If You Can Do This for Me." If you can, what's it? Mia Mori. If you can go on Rumble, I don't know if you use Rumble, but yeah, Rumble is a really really good source. It's an alternative to YouTube. We don't have to worry about being under threat, saying what we really want to say. Because I usually go in a little bit more than this, but yeah, Rumble is the one that you want to listen to. The one that I would recommend Rumble. That's where you want to go there. I would recommend Rumble and things. But other than that, I really appreciate you. First time, let me see what you said. Let me clean my glasses first. I got a little bit of, I'm gonna watch this. Then I'm gonna read what you say. Give me one moment here. I'm just gonna wash my glasses here, little fingerprints and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna read what you have to say. Yeah, because this is, I tell you, man, ooh, this is terrible. But we getting into a better space though, that's for sure. Let's take a look at it here. So you said first time I ever heard it, but I'll check it out. Yeah, Rumble, Rumble. Rumble is a one. There is Rockfin, that's another one. BitChute is another one. BitChute. So it's like three of them out there. But Rumble, there's people that use Twitch as well. So Rumble is the one that I usually use. I got Twitch as well, but I like Rumble. So Rumble is the one that I use and things like that. So yeah, you can check that out. Check out Rumble and things, and you'll find me on under there as a random male. So a random male is what you will find me listed under as a random male and things. So you'll find me there, and if you can sub for me there as well, I appreciate it. Because they said I have to at least have 5 subs on Rumble in order for them to allow me to go live. Because once I can go live on Rumble, then it's gonna be all good. Because I want to try to have like a backup and things. So I'm actually gonna get it to the point where I'm gonna be doing live streams and casting from Rumble as well as on YouTube and some other platforms as well too. And things. So I know there's StreamYard out there. StreamYard has a free service as well too, where I can actually invite you guys on once I drop the link down and things like that, and I can put you guys on, and then I can have some conversation and kind of hear from you guys once I get that set up. If I decide to go with StreamYard, I may go with ODC. I mean OBS, I think it is. I may go with that one. So between OBS and StreamYard, OBS is a little bit more not as hands-on friendly. It's like a little bit of a learning curve, but once I get down with OBS and things like that, I got my cameras and stuff. I can stream on OBS and do a lot of things on there for a free service. But yeah, man, that's just mainly it, though, man. I really appreciate you rocking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hmm I really do, man. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man. You guys got some. You know what? In the with Indonesian food, I know y'all have a lot of noodle dishes and curry. Y'all kind of got that fusion with Indian and Asian. You guys seem to do it pretty good and stuff. I think we had a restaurant called Indo Fusion, but I never ate there. But it used to smell so good with what y'all had going on, though. But I never really had a chance to really eat it. But I said to myself, I wish I missed that opportunity. But they closed down now, you know. Yeah, we have a lot of noodle dishes here. Yeah, don't you call noodles me? So you call it me for the noodles. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, you guys are some really nice people over there in Indonesia. I've talked to a couple of Indonesian people before and things. So I've never been there, never visited. Yeah, yeah, it's me. Okay, yeah, I thought so. You know, I know a little something. So are you Indo-Chinese or what type of Indonesian are you? If you don't mind me asking. I'm just curious. Yeah, because I know they have a large. There's one lady I met, and she works in the restaurant. Okay, Japanese. Could that be like Japanese and Indonesian or something? I'm just curious. No. Yeah, I just assume. That was just me assuming. Yeah, I'm gonna have to educate myself on that though, man. I consider myself to be pretty cultured, but there's things that I'm still, still enjoy the education though on some stuff, So I know where Indonesia is. I just never visited over there, But I know y'all next to Singapore, Malaysia, you know. Uh-huh, and yeah, and some of these other places over there. We call it suku Jawa here. Suku Jawa. Huh. That's another race of people that I never knew anything about. Man, I'm sure they might have talked about y'all on National Geographic, I'm sure. It's just that yeah, I'm very ignorant on that part though, but that's all good. I'm gonna learn something as we go. Huh. Suki Jawa. I'm always learning something though too. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. It was nice meeting you. You know, we're not exactly a race, but we're more of an ethnicity. And I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting educated again. You know, hey, I'm all for it. I don't mind being educated now. I don't mind getting things wrong though, that's for sure. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, you're educating me and things like that, you know. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, that's the thing about it though. So yeah, yep, I said I'm gonna get on the stream today. I watched some other people stream earlier today and stuff like that. So, you know, I do get around and do some other things and then check that out. So yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead on and end this stream now for good and go ahead and shut this stuff down. So therefore I can go ahead on and go to work, get on out here and stuff and make it happen. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. But one thing before I go, which one do you like? Do you like the Mac or do you like the PC? Which one do you like? Do you like the Mac or PC? Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I really do. Yeah, I always love my sound effects, though, man. I was gonna use some of them. I said, no, I ain't gonna really use them or whatever, you know. Hmm. Yeah, but I got plenty of them, man. You know. Yeah, got plenty of sound effects though too. Hmm. I think I like the Mac. Yeah, the Mac is really good, especially if you're doing graphics, you're doing video and stuff like that. Yeah, I got one of these sound things over here too. But you know, if I'm on Rumble, you may hear. Well, if I'm on Rumble, you wouldn't hear the sensor tone, you know, because I use this in case, you know, what I'm saying if I'm really gonna do some censor, I forgot to censor myself, you know. Yep. So that's my censor. Yeah, that's my censor button, you know, or they call it the dump button on a network, you know, on the radio. Yeah, that's my dump button. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I actually set all that up, you know. Yeah, so because you know what's going on right now with the Democrat, it used to be, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got a lot of them over here too, you know. Yeah, but yeah, this stuff is funny. Does it trigger automatically? No, I press a button. So I got like sound recordings of different type of things. So whatever that may come up, sometimes I use them. I don't use them very much though, but sometimes I use them and things like that. Um, yeah, I got a lot of them though. You know, I got one if I tell a joke. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Democratic Party. I mean, it's just a joke at this point. It's just hilarious, right? Yeah, it's just hilarious, right? Yeah, I got plenty of them, man. Let me see here. What else do I have? I have that yeah, I got quite a few of them here. Hmm. Let me see here. Yeah, I got that one too. Things like that. You know, so you know, it's I got a lot of them, man. It's some good stuff. You know, when I ask the Democrats, what does tell me one policy that Kamala Harris has that's going to benefit the United States? This is what I get. I just hear crickets, man. Every single time I hear. Yeah, yeah, that's what we hear every time, man. That's why you'll start hearing me use these effects a little bit more, and things like that because I program these in here because I use this thing here when I did a lot of my podcast. Well, thank you, Shoo Shoo. Yeah, when I did my podcast, I use a lot of these type of sound things and stuff like that. So I got that as well. And let me see. I've got a couple of other ones before I go. I just want you guys uh, to kind of hear some of them though. Let me see here. What's the other one here? I got that. Oh yeah, here we go. I got this one here. So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. That's exactly how I feel about it. With the Democratic Party. Let me say that again with them. So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. That's off of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you know. So yeah, so that's why I love that one. So I took that sound bite from that. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Oh man, you already heard the air raid before too, right? Yeah, that's my air raid sounding off the alarm. This is a public service announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a public service announcement. Here we go. Yeah, that Donald J. Trump is rounding up the mass deportation that the world have ever seen before. Yep, so I'm gonna be using this when it goes down though. That's an air raid, right? Oh yeah, man. This is funny though, man. It's going down. It sounds like I'm at a news station, right? I mean, at a radio station, huh? That's what I'm saying. It's going down. Yeah, that air raid sound, man. It's one of my favorites. Well, I program in there. I program that in there as well, too. You know. hmm Oh yeah. So I got a lot of them, man. Here's another one too. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying. All that belongs to the Democrats. So I got a lot of sound bites for them, you know. So yeah, when I get this thing really set up, when I can start having people on the show and things, though, so I got a lot of them, you know. I do like to troll too, you know. So yeah, man, I thank you guys for rocking out with me, man. Just let you guys hear some of the things that I actually have though, because when I ran my podcast show, man, I was using these things. So I'm no stranger to this stuff though. The streaming is new though for me, but to me, it's kind of like having a podcast, but you got a live audience. That's the only thing about it though. I used to upload many videos before. I've been in space since 2008. You know, that's how long I've been on YouTube, you know. So, but other than that, man, I thank you guys for rocking out with me, man, and listening and things like that. Maybe it was some things that you didn't know what was going on, but this is public information, man. Everybody in the world knows what's going on over here. I mean, you know, but other than that, you see my Donald Trump cap up there, Make America Great. Can you imagine that they have made this cap a racist? They tried to. They tried to make this a racist symbol by the cap itself. You know what I'm saying? And I got a dark MAGA cap. I got quite a few of them over here, man. You know, so yeah, this is the thing about it. It's nothing racist about this cap. It stands up for the good old red, white, and blue, man. You know, so that's the thing about that. Yeah, I got quite a few of my caps over here. Let me see, what do I have? There we are. Let me yeah, I don't mind sharing and stuff like that. I got quite a few caps though, man. Wouldn't that be funny though if you was wearing this in Indonesia? I know, right? hmm Yeah, here's my other caps right here. Yeah, I got, as you can see, I got a lot of them, you know. Yeah, I got quite a few of these caps. You know, you got to have backup just in case. No one can just have one, you know. No one would know what that is. I know, right? Hmm. Yeah, especially in your country, though, right? Or maybe they would. Maybe the foreigners that come over there, they say, "Man, MAGA came way over to Indonesia." Yeah, man. But I got a lot of these sound bites, and I can't wait to. I can't wait to share these with you guys as well. Hmm. It's gonna be suspenseful, you know. Hmm. I should have used that on the election verdict. Hmm. That's what I should have did. I should have used that on the election verdict. I should have been like, and the verdict, yeah, yeah, that's really cool. So I got quite a bit of them, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I can't wait to really start to use them, you know what I mean? And things though. So I even got the one too, you know. This one you hear this in the music industry a lot. Yeah, I got that one too, you know. So yeah, I'm ready to go, as you guys can hear, you know. So yeah, 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 I'm already set up though, you know. This is brought to you guys by Rode. This was called the Rode Podcaster, and the one I have is the first generation. It's a four-track mixer, and you can also hook up other devices, and you can actually run it on your live, or you can run it. It basically works like a. I used to have one of those old mixers and things like that, but with the podcaster mixer, this is the first generation one. With this one, it can allow you to, you don't have to do a lot of setup and a lot of sound engineering. It just actually take care of a lot of things for you. We got some sound pads over here that you can program, and you can put your own sound, sound clips, sound bites on here, different type of stuff. And that's the same thing they do in the on the radio networks as well. They do the same thing. It's just that there's a record button on there. I can actually record, which I have used it. I can record onto an SD card and download it right there on the mixer. So not only that I record on the computer, but I can record on the mixer as well. So this is one of the main reasons why how my actual podcast sounds so good. It's mixed down just right. I don't get a lot of hiss and a lot of feedback and all that other stuff. So you guys are just kind of hearing the voice. If I kind of move away from the mic, you can kind of hear it get a little softer and stuff like that because it's one of those not an iridescent mic, but it's one of those direct. It's a directional mic instead of an omni mic. So the directional mic, as long as I'm speaking right into the top of the mic there, and then it will pick up my voice, and then it automatically silence out everything in the background. Since I got ducking turned on as well too, so what that means is it's like if I had like three other people on here and let's say if somebody was trying to talk, and if I'm talking at the same time, his voice would get more softer and mine would get louder. So that's why they call it ducking and stuff. So I've used that before. Even with the sound bites, if I did my live on here, because I'll try to do it earlier on here, then you would notice that the sound bites would get softer and my voice would get louder. So that's a good, that's good to have if you're doing like podcasts or doing multiple people that you're talking to on here, which I want to do that one of these days as well. But yeah, it's called a Roll Podcaster. The one I got is the first generation. They got the second generation one out. The second generation is smaller though. I like the first generation one, but the second generation a little smaller. And then they got some other ones out there by other companies. So you can Google it. Rode is make great equipment. They're known for their microphones. Rode. They're from a company from Australia. That's where they're from originally, and they make some good, pretty, really great sound equipment. Hmm. Just taking my water break, but yeah, they got some really great equipment out there and things like that. But they're known for their microphones and everything. I got a roll mic over here as well. Right now, I have a Shure mic, and that's what I have as well. I got a Shure mic, and I'm gonna get another one as well too. But I got a Shure mic. Oh, you say you know that brand? Yeah, they're pretty world famous, but they're from Australia originally and things. So, yeah, you can pull it up and look at the podcaster. Good old H2O. Yep, exactly. Yeah, shoot, exactly. You guys, yeah, got the good old H2O, man. That hydrogenated water, man, I'm addicted to it, man. It's like I can't even stop drinking it, man. It's like there's a lot of health properties to the hydrogenated alkaline water, though. It goes all the way down to the cellular level. I'm talking about a pH balance of 9.5, and I usually drink it pretty much every day and things like that. So, yeah, hydrogenated water, man. I think the guy that invented that was from Japan. Kangen water is what they call it. But yeah, there's a place that I go at the health food store where I go and buy it and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, this is what it looks like right here. And it's hydrogenated water. Yeah, alkaline 9.5. Yeah. So plus the electrolytes. Yes, sir. I don't be messing around, man, but this is some good stuff. I can't stop drinking it, man. It's good. And I wasn't a water drinker at all, to be honest. Yeah, but it's really good, man. That hydrogenated water, like I said, it goes down to the cellular level, though. It's like your thirst is being quenched and things like that because a lot of the tap water, especially over here in the United States, that's another thing about it too. RFK Jr., since he's in charge of the health department, he's going to be changing a lot of things as well, taking the chlorination, and he's going to start with the actual. He's going to get that out of the fluoride out of the water as well too. Oh yeah, no problem, man. I don't mind sharing information. Sorry, man, but I gotta go now. Hey, got some stuff to do. Need to be done. Hope to see you. Have a great day. You do the same, man. It was very nice talking with you as well. Mimi Mori, yeah, I appreciate it. Shoo as well, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Let me show you the water one more time. So therefore, you should be able to find this brand or something that's identical because it's hydrogenated. Yeah, so if you get the hydrogenated water, yeah, there it is here. Hydrogenated. Yeah, and this is the thing, man. It's like perfect. Yeah, I love this stuff here, man. Oh yeah. So yeah, so you guys have a great one. I'm about to head out. I gotta go out here and get this money, but I'm gonna come back and do a live later on, probably, depending on how I feel. But I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and things like that. Don't forget to subscribe to me. If you want to check me out on that other channel, man, on Rumble, which is a random mail. That's my channel name on that one. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you. You too, Shoo. I appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, and things. So, yeah, I don't mind doing this, man. I appreciate you all. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm going to end it and send me a shout out sometime. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.